Hey YouTube, how you doing today? This is Fortress Rodimus coming at you with what's on my mind. So today we're going to be talking about death. And the reason I got kind of into death and my mind got stuck on death was last video I did for the Batman Nightfall. I accidentally said Batman died instead of broke his back. And it just made me start thinking about all the death in comics and kind of what happened with it. So without further ado, we're going to start off with one of the first deaths I remember really reading about, and that was the death of Superman. So that was in 1993. I mean, I would have been 11 years old. You do the math, figure out how old I am now. And that came along the way with Doomsday, and I mean, they just duked it out. I mean, it was a big deal, and a big advertising thing, and I mean, huge. And then we went to the reign of Superman. Now, I did say Supermen because this brings on 4 different Superman characters. We had the Eradicator, who said he was the real Superman. We had Steel, who never said he was the real Superman, but there we go. We had Cyborg Superman, who said he was the real Superman. And we had Superboy, who said he was the real Superman. So we had 4 Supermen kind of fighting it out for who was the real Superman. Ends up, none of them were. During the storyline, we do have Superman come back to life. So he wasn't really gone for very long. As you saw, it was kind of planned out and done, and a big hype. The next character is the same kind of thing, was Batman. He died out in Final Crisis, which was a big one brought together, and he was shot with the Omega beams, and in that he died. We had the whole story of Batman R.I.P. and we had Dick Grayson taking over the cowl. We had the battle for the cowl, and a lot of that going on. So we had all that craziness. In all honesty, he was sent back in time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did not read him coming back. It kind of went a little crazy for me. I'm not gonna lie. And that brings to one of the biggest things on my mind is just the X-Men. I mean, whoa. Off the top of my head, we have Cyclops. He died twice. We have the Apocalypse 12 story arc, where Apocalypse is gathering 12 telepaths and doing all this stuff. And to defeat them, he merges with Apocalypse, and then they destroy him. So you have this real weird picture of him merging with Apocalypse. And then we have the Death of X in 2016, which had to deal with the Terrigen Mist and all this stuff for the Inhumans. And now he's back again. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I, again, don't know how. They brought him back. We have Professor X, who died, and then it was revealed that he was the Changeling. We had him come back from that. He was actually in space. We had him die again by being killed by Cyclops. He's back again. They just keep dying and bringing him back. We have Jean Grey, died as the Dark Phoenix saga. Great saga, but she died there, and then they ended up bringing her back. I actually can't remember how. I remember reading it, but can't remember how right now. And then we also had her die again in the 2000s with the Grant Morrison, just after the Grant Morrison series, she dies. And then they bring her back again. So I think it's been 2 or 3 times that Jean Grey's died. Off and on, she's back again. And we have Wolverine, who officially died in the Death of Wolverine, covered by adamantium. And that lasted for a little while, and then, oh look, he's back again. Him and Cyclops kind of teamed up a little bit for there during that whole weird thing. We do have Ileana, who died by the Legacy virus. They brought her back in about about a decade after. Colossus dies trying to heal the Legacy virus. And then they brought him back in the Astonishing X-Men series, when he comes back and he's actually was taken onto an alien ship, and they did a bunch of experiments on him. So we learned that he was dead, but yeah, we thought all that, and they decided to bring him back. And now we have the House of X, Power of X series, which I don't know. That's another video on my mind. I enjoyed it, didn't enjoy it, all that stuff. But now we have this idea that they can kill off any mutant, and they're stored in Professor X's brain or on the islands, and then they bring the 6 together and they clone them, bring them back, put their memories in them, and voila, mutants are back. So, I mean, in that series, we have Mystique, Monet, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Jean Grey, and Cyclops all die on the mission, as well as Husk and Archangel, that I completely forgot about because they really die before the mission even begins. You know, so they bring them back. Hey YouTube, just noticed that I am going to insert this into one of my videos on death because I forgot Captain America. Steve Rogers died. He was shot in a Civil War story arc, and that one was a pretty traumatizing. I mean, he's been a long character, a long time, yeah, I mean, he died. Again, the issue is they brought him back. They couldn't just stick with Bucky being Captain America, and they couldn't stick with Falcon being Captain America. They had to bring back Captain America, Steve Rogers. So yeah, I mean, another character that they just had to have in there. So again, all right, it's going to continue in the next part. Take care. The last character that I really think about when I think about comics and death is Optimus Prime. Yeah, you're probably all thinking of the 86 movie, man, that brought tears to my heart. Bam. So sad when he died. But even in that one, they brought him back to life in the cartoon because no parent or kid was happy with the death. In the comics, we have him die out in a fight, and he just kills him. He gives himself up. And in that, they actually store his brain on a floppy disk. Yes, very old. I know. In the IDW comics, we have him die, and he goes to like the dark matter realm. I can't remember what it's called. And so he dies there, and he actually comes back from that with Wheelie and Prowl and Night. I just forgot his name. Huge Transformers fan, I just forgot his name. So we have him die there. They bring him back because they leave the realm and go back to the normal universe. The Marvel comics, they build him a new body, but it's the Power Master that is actually in him, and then somehow the Power Master becomes the real Optimus Prime. It's weird. But that just makes me think that nowadays we cannot, I mean, it was a big thing. They tried to do it and they promoted it, you know, their stories, but in these comics, we love them. No one ever stays dead. They just don't. And it's just ploys now to see what we're going to read and make some money. They're fun stories, but really, I just always wonder, why don't we just kill characters off? Like, I don't know. It's what do you think? Let me know. Talk to me in the comments. I would love to just talk to you and hash these out, because my brain goes a little wacko too trying to figure things out. But subscribe to my videos, like my videos, give me some thumbs up, and hopefully I get to talk to you in the comments. Take care, YouTube. Fortress Rodimus, signing out.